What if the reason you haven't achieved your goals yet isn't because you're lazy, unmotivated, or lacking discipline, but because you've been using the wrong psychological approach? Every year, millions of people set ambitious goals. They promise themselves that this will be the year everything changes. They plan, they get excited, they even take action for a few days or weeks. But then, something happens. Motivation fades, distractions creep in, life gets in the way, and slowly those goals get pushed aside. The truth is, achieving your goals has far less to do with willpower and far more to do with how your brain is wired. Your brain is constantly trying to conserve energy, avoid discomfort, and seek instant rewards. So when you rely only on motivation, you're fighting against your own psychology, and that's a battle you're likely to lose. But here's the good news. Once you understand how your mind actually works, you can stop fighting it and start using it to your advantage. Instead of forcing yourself to stay disciplined, you can design your habits and environment in a way that makes success almost automatic. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 powerful psychological strategies that can help you achieve your yearly goals much faster, without relying on motivation alone. These are simple, practical, and backed by how human behavior actually works. Let's get started. Way 1. Rewire your identity. The first and most powerful psychological shift is this: stop focusing on what you want to achieve and start focusing on who you need to become. Most people set goals like, I want to lose weight, I want to earn more money, or I want to read more books. But these are outcome-based goals. They focus on results, not identity. And the problem with that is, your actions always follow your identity. If you believe you are someone who procrastinates, you will keep procrastinating, even if you set a goal to be productive. If you believe you are not disciplined, you will find ways to avoid discipline. Instead, shift your thinking to identity-based goals. Instead of saying, I want to work out, say, I am someone who never skips workouts. Instead of, I want to write more, say, I am a writer. This small change has a huge psychological impact, because now every action you take is no longer just a task. It's a vote for the type of person you are becoming. When you act in alignment with your identity, consistency becomes much easier. The key here is to start small but stay consistent. You don't need to prove your identity with massive actions. Even tiny actions, repeated daily, reinforce the belief in your mind. Over time, your identity shifts, and once that happens, your results follow naturally. Way 2. Use the power of immediate rewards. The second strategy is to make your brain work for you by using immediate rewards. Your brain is not designed to prioritize long-term rewards. That's why it's easy to scroll on your phone for hours, but hard to work on something that will pay off months later. Long-term goals feel abstract, while immediate pleasures feel real and satisfying. So instead of trying to force yourself to care about distant rewards, bring the reward into the present moment. For example, if your goal is to study regularly, don't rely only on the future benefit of good grades. Pair your study time with something enjoyable in the present, like listening to your favorite background music, having a special snack, or studying in a comfortable, aesthetically pleasing environment. Another powerful method is to track your progress visually. When you see a streak building, day after day, it creates a sense of satisfaction and momentum. That small dopamine boost keeps you going. You can also reward yourself after completing tasks, but the key is to make the reward immediate and consistent. When your brain starts associating effort with instant satisfaction, it stops resisting the work and starts seeking it. In simple terms, don't just chase goals. Engineer your environment so that doing the right thing feels good right now. Way 3. Reduce friction and make failure hard. The third strategy is to stop relying on self-control and start controlling your environment. Most people think success is about having more discipline, but in reality, it's about having fewer obstacles. The harder something feels to start, the more likely you are to avoid it. And the easier distractions are to access, the more likely you are to fall into them. So your job is to reduce friction for good habits and increase friction for bad ones. If you want to exercise regularly, don't wait for motivation. Prepare your workout clothes in advance. Choose a gym close to your home. Remove as many steps as possible between you and the action. If you want to stop wasting time on your phone, make it harder to access distractions. Turn off notifications, log out of addictive apps, or keep your phone in another room while you work. Over time, these small adjustments create a system where success becomes the default, not the exception.